So I want to welcome everybody to the SIBS program. Today we have two guest speakers, Jose Duran and Vinci. Jose is about to tell you guys a little bit about himself. He is a ex-convict, all right? Sold drugs, drug dealer, and also was an addict. Okay, was a drug addict. They kindly came down. They're gonna tell you about their story. I'm not gonna get into it. They're actually gonna come down and give you their story. And again, they're taking time out of their time to actually try to hope that you guys get something out of it. Okay.
How y'all doing? My name is Jose Duran. Here, and I'm going to introduce a partner of mine, Prince Santiago, Antonio Santiago. He's going to share a little bit of his story. Then after him, I'm going to speak, share my story, show a video, and after that, we're going to go up for questions. So right now, I'm going to introduce Mr. Antonio Santiago.
Good morning, guys. I'm just going to pass these out. Sorry. Good evening. I'm going to pass these out. My thing is gang prevention, but I've always been on the streets, so I just want you guys can read them later, because I know by the looks of it, you guys are in gangs, but it's something that you guys could have for future reference. Once I get this, let me just start. You're welcome. All right, guys. My name is Antonio Santiago. I was in the like I said, my specialty is more gang prevention. That's what I did. I'm former leader of the Latin Gangster Disciples. But before I go into that, I'm just going to share a little bit of my story. Listen up, because I'm quizzing you guys afterwards. I'm just kidding. But I was born in Woburn, Mass. And we came to Lawrence at an early age, let's say around 6 or 7. We moved to one of the roughest streets in Lawrence at the time. At the time, it was Spruce Street connected with Park Street. So I come from a poor and humble family. Like, my parents are hard workers. My family, my uncles, we were born poor, humble. My grandmother was a disciplinary in my house. I was raised with morals and respect. And if you listen to my story, you'll see where I went wrong. As growing up, my thing was to play baseball. My parents gave me everything to make sure that I had everything to play baseball. I was aspiring to be a professional baseball player. And that's what I did. I lived to play baseball. Where I messed up was when I was sitting right where you guys were sitting. I always had good friends, went to high school, and I made a mistake. First one. I got a girl pregnant. So there goes my baby. Now I have to work, and at the same time, I have to go to school. So I have no time for baseball. After that, got myself a good job, went to work for a personal computer place in digital. Did that for a while. Started coming home after work. Started hanging with the fellas. I was never into drugs or anything like that. Started smoking a little bit of weed. Then we started drinking 40s. Now I'm drinking on the block every day. Meanwhile, remember, I just got a girl pregnant. So now I gotta look out for her too. So after a while, I started missing work. I was hungover. Couldn't do nothing. I didn't have the ambition to go to work anymore. Especially after I traded one of my checks to buy some drugs so I could hustle on the block. I don't know if you guys know about Junip on Poplar and Park Street. So we started hustling. We took over the block. So I said, why am I going to go to work, busting my tail, and then the day I make what I made in a week. First mistake. Left all everything just for the hustle. A couple years go by, we hustling. There's a new gang that comes out. It's called the Latin Gangs of Disciples. I was never a troublemaker. I'm not a troublemaker. I get but I hang with these guys every day. They're my friends, they're my boys. I drink with them, I smoke weed with them. So if we're all together every single day, and you three could be part of a gang, but I'm not. If something happens to one of you guys, don't you think I'm gonna get in? Huh? No? We're friends, we're like brothers, so of course I'm gonna get in. You know what I mean? So it's logic. So I said, I'm joining in. Put me in. But I didn't want to be a soldier, because I don't take orders. I give them, you know, so. Because that's the whole thing about life. There's three people. There's three types of people. There's followers, there's leaders, and there's idiots. And you don't want to be an idiot. So, as we're in the gang and we're doing this now, we're hustling, now we're gang banging. Now we get into problems, you guys are probably too young to remember, with the kids from South. So now we got a civil war going on in our city, the North versus the South. So as all this is going on, one of the things that I just want you guys to know is that people that say that they're real and they say that you're friends, don't always believe them, because there's always a snake in the grass. And that's exactly what happened to us. One of our friends that we thought, one of our brothers, he set us up. The feds came and got us. Never been to jail in my life. Been arrested, did a couple, misdemeanor a day in the police station, that was about it. I never did any time. They came and got me, and they got 13 more. And they charged us with distributing and possession. It's a conspiracy. 1 to 3 kilos of heroin. They wanted to charge me with 2 attempted murders on top of that. And they were considering us, giving us the RICO law, which is racketeering, which that itself carries 20 years. So how do you think I felt when I went into that courtroom and they started reading our charges and everything went from 10 to life, 10 to life, 10 to life? I'm like, oh, I'm done. Finally, we get sentenced. How much time do you think I got? No record.
20.
60.
I wouldn't be here if I got 60.
Well, you keep on saying 10.
10 to life, 10 to life. Yes, but it don't work that way. Anyhow, I ended up getting 11 years, 3 months. For someone that's never been to jail. And I went at an early age. And the first thing that I remember was, what did I do to myself? Like, where did I go wrong? But if you were listening, listen to what I was telling you earlier? I started hanging, doing, like drinking. I was reckless after a while. I got stabbed while I was in the gang, and then I lost control. I've been stabbed in the face, my neck, and under my arm. I've been shot at. Let's just put it this way, I've done things that my mother would not approve of right now. And I'll try to keep it a secret from her, But one of the things that I do remember is that I not only hurt myself, I hurt my mother, I hurt my father. My mother went into depression. My father went into alcoholism. My brothers were running the street like they didn't care. And where was I? In Pennsylvania. Because don't think I was in Middleton or anywhere like that. The feds, they send you anywhere across the nation. And I was in Pennsylvania. From Pennsylvania to send me to New Jersey. Back to Pennsylvania. My poor mother used to visit me 2 times a year. Because she just couldn't afford it. She had to take time. She had to take vacation time just to go see me. So here I am stuck. And I'm like, wow, what did I do? So as I was in there, I learned how to adapt, because if I learned how to adapt on the street, well, I can learn how to adapt in there. But in there, you gotta walk a fine line. You can't just be out here like, you can't just be in there like any knucklehead, because they will stab you. You're in there with guys doing life. So I educated myself even more. Another thing that I want to point out is that a lot of kids don't like to go to school. I say more for the guys and stuff. But when you go to jail, you have to go to school if you don't have your GED. Or else you're going to lose good time. So would you rather do it in jail, or would you rather do it out here? So I actually graduated from high school from the old Lawrence High. I went to a year of college because I wanted to be a landscape architect. And in there, I just took time to just focus on what I've done to myself, what I've done to my family, especially my family. Because you know what? At the end of the day, the only ones that are gonna be there for you is your mother and your father, and like your siblings. Because I've had like hundreds of friends that they're sitting there telling me they'll take a bullet for me, but you couldn't write a letter to me? Are you serious? It's once you're gone, you're forgotten until you're back out on the street. Now everybody wants to jump on you. What are you gonna do? We're gonna start? No, relax all your muscles, because I'm not starting nothing. Thank God that when I came home, I met somebody. We fell in love. 2 years later, I got married. I live in a nice area in Drake. I'm not rich or nothing like that, but I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable with myself. I don't have to look over my shoulder, because I don't have any beef with anybody. The only beef that I had was with myself, and learning how to cope with all these things that I went through. All that we expect, from what I understand, you guys are like at risk of what?
Getting pregnant,
Exactly.
HIV.
Did you hear what I told you earlier?
Yeah.
What I did when I started all of everything?
Yeah.
I got somebody pregnant, and that's what messed me up. And we don't want you guys to get, you guys ain't ready for none of that yet. There's grown ladies, there's grown men that ain't even ready for it. So you guys have to, really think about what you guys are doing with your lives. Educate yourselves. Get a trade. Go to programs like this. This is cool. Go into sports. How many of you guys play sports? Excellent. It's always a way out. Stay focused. Surround yourself around good, positive people. Don't think that because you're going to go to a basketball game or whatever and your friends are over there hanging, smoking weed and drinking, oh, you fake. No, you're not. You're good. Plus, those ain't your friends. Because your friends would want you to achieve. Your friends would want you to be successful, right? So, all right, you guys have heard about my family. You've heard about my parents. The damage that I did to them. My father, rest in peace, he just died last year. And I know that he'd be very proud of me. You heard about my upcoming. You heard about my childhood. What did you get from all that? Who is to blame? The child? Excellent. You're listening. That's my time. Finish.
My name is Jose Duran. I'm going to give you a little bit about myself, my past, my history in prison, my history on the streets. Nothing to brag about. I ask that you do not idolize anything you've heard here today or you're going to hear, because what we did was cause a lot of damage, a lot of ruckus within ourselves, within our family, relationships with our loved ones. I started selling drugs when I was about 12, 13. I started pitching. When I say pitching, I mean I used to hold drugs for the older guys. They used to buy me ice cream, give me a couple dollars to go to school the next day. I started off small time. I saw how they were making money. I wanted to get involved. They went into their addiction. I was clean at the time, of course, 'cause I was young. So somehow I got the connect. I started working. I started supplying them. They became my customers. These are the guys that used to buy me ice cream. Used to used me to sell their drugs, hold their drugs. I became my own boss, you know. As time went on, it progressed. I started making some real money. I was doing favors for people, bailing them out, helping them buy weapons, whatever it is they needed. I gave it to them. I was that guy, you know. My dealings with the streets at the time, it really didn't bother me. As I got older, I realized that I was a lucky man. A lot of my friends either got killed within the drug dealing, the criminal lifestyle, they've been shot at, killed over girlfriends, whatever the situation be. I'm still here today alive. I'm alive, you know. I can say I'm here with my kids, I'm with my parents, you know, and I'm not saying anything bad on those that have fallen or, you know, have passed, but the reason why I say this is I'm a lucky man, you know. I'm here today, I'm alive, and I can share my story in hopes that I can get the youth, you guys, the opportunity, give you guys the opportunity to hear my story in hopes that maybe I give you a second chance to realize and think about doing better for yourselves. Do not make the wrong choices. Myself and Mr. Antonio Santiago, what I'm getting at is my criminal lifestyle in the streets, it led me nowhere. It led me to prison. It led me to give reasons to not be a father. It led me reasons to not be a son. It led me reasons not to be a brother to my brothers and sisters. It gave me reasons to lose my freedom. Why? The street life is what got me where I was at. You know, I decided, when I was in there, I was serving, I did 5 years, first of all, in state prison. I got out, you would think I learned my lesson. I didn't. My plan was to become a bigger and better drug dealer. I succeeded. I made a lot more money. I made maybe 15 times more money than I did the first time around. I got caught up by the federal, by the marshals, the federal government. They were looking at giving me a life sentence. I copped out to a 22-year sentence. Why am I here today? I won 2 appeals. First, they dropped 3 years off my sentence. The second time, they dropped 7.5 years off my sentence, leaving me with 12. Out of 12, I ended up with serving a 10.5-year sentence, 6 months in the Lawrence Farm. While I was in there, the last 3 years, when I won my last appeal, about 4 years into my sentence, 4 years left to do my 12, serve my 12. I says, you know what? This has got to end. I'm not coming back to prison. I'm tired. You know, the game's got to end. This ain't for me. I'm getting older. Let the young bucks do what they want to do. But you know what? Today, I think about the young bucks. I'll be selfish to say, let the young bucks do the time. You know, this is not, it's not about me no more. You know what I mean? It's about you guys. You guys can make the difference, you know? When I was in there, I was just a number. I was nothing else but a number in this prison system. You get an ID, I go back in, I get the same number. 25,038, Jose Duran. You can punch it on the computer, it'll pop up. Federal inmate, that's all I'm gonna be. I don't wanna be that again. Today, I look to make a difference, share my story in hopes that you guys can turn around and say, you know what? That guy was right. You might not listen to me today. You might not listen to what I said today, tomorrow. Maybe next year, maybe a couple years down the line. I hope you do not listen to me when you're serving a life sentence, maybe pregnant, or maybe you, beautiful ladies, have a boyfriend, sells drugs, he gets caught, you with him. You go in prison with him? Yeah, you're going to go with him. Guess what? You go to the female prison, he's in the male prison. 9 out of 10 times he's going to say, forget about her. She's doing time with me. I'm not taking the blame. She's going to stay shut. I'm going to stay shut. That's how much he cared for you. All you little girls right here. Beautiful girls with a bright future. It's up to you if you want it. Don't let the little slick guy with the nice car looking all sharp, you know, the new Jordans. Don't let that impress you. Don't let that catch your attention. Finish school. Get yourself, when you get older, start dating, you know. When you get to high school, wait till your senior year, start dating. You know, man, Look at you girls are laughing over here. You're a
I'm
baby.
laughing. No,
You're a
I'm
baby.
not working. I'm just telling
You got a
like,
what?
What? Like
You got a what?
senior year?
Wait, I'm only saying that for a reason. I'm saying that for a reason. There's a reason why I'm saying that. Because of the fact that by you starting off early, guess what? It won't take long for you to end up with a baby.
know.
You heard what he said? He threw his life away. You know? You don't want to do that. I threw my life away, but you know what? I was a selfish individual. Because even when she was pregnant, I didn't care. You know why? I'm having a baby. Baby, I'll be back. I got to go out there to hustle and make money. You know? I wasn't there for the birthday parties. There's my son right there. He could tell you. I wasn't there for his birthday parties. I paid for the birthday parties. I sent money for the birthday parties, but I wasn't there. And if I was, I gave him a hug. Happy birthday. I got to go. Because I was selfish at the time. Those are the things you do not want. Do you want a man who's not going to be there for your child? Do you want to wait till you can do for yourself? Get yourself your own job. You don't have to depend on nobody. Those are the type of guys you want. The guys that's going to help you when time comes. You know? So, back to me in prison. When I was in prison, nothing was fun. The only time that was fun was when I was with my friends. Meeting guys that I grew up with. Mr. Santiago was my roommate for 2.5 years, about 2 years. Am I going to say that's the best time I had in prison? No, but it made it easier. You know why? Because we shared a lot of things that I couldn't share with another individual. When you're in prison, you really don't know that guy. That guy really don't care about you. I grew up with him. That's the beauty of when I was with him. Not saying that was a good thing, that I was in prison with a good friend, but we got to share a lot of stories. And him and I had this plan that we was going to come out when we get out, if I got a chance, because at the time I was still doing 22. If I got out, Pinch, I'm going to be right there with you. Here we are today. He talks about gang prevention. I speak about drug use, drug dealing, prison prevention. Listen, prison is not where you want to be. That's a waste of time. That's all I did was waste my time. Christmas went by. All I saw was the seasons fly by. Spring, summer, winter, fall, whatever, however order it went. We saw it, but you know what? We didn't care. We didn't care what order it went because you know what? We're still in prison. And all you got was a 15-minute phone call to your family to tell them what? Nothing. I love you. That's a lie. If I loved them, I wouldn't put them through what I was putting them through. You know? All I did was contemplate on how it was that if I got out, how was I going to sell drugs this time again? At the time when I first went in. Even when I was doing the 22 years, that's what my sick mind was telling me. What am I going to do? How am I going to make money if I make this this next appeal? Boy, I had a sick mind. I threw my life away. I don't know what it was that was going on in my head that I was thinking I was going to come back to sell drugs. Because you know what? That's all I knew. I didn't think I could hold a job. Today I have a job. I work at a transportation company. I believe I like it because I don't have someone over screaming at me, telling me what it is to do. But I look to someday become a motivational speaker. I look to someday speak to kids, coach them, mentor them into doing the right thing. Because boy, my life was trash. When I had money, when I had cars, when I traveled, the girls, hanging out with the friends, the parties, that was such a waste of time. It was fun while I was at it, but there could have been something more productive I could have done. Like spend time with my kids, spend time with my mom. When they reduced my sentence, I said, wow, I'm going home. I'm going to eat my mom's food. I'm going to drink a beer with my dad. I'm going to actually still have the opportunity to pick up my kids in school. I still pick them up in school every now and then. Sometimes I live with one, But, neither here or there. What I'm getting at is, take advantage of what this program has to offer, what Mr. Caban has to offer, and the rest of the staff that are here. Take advantage. Don't waste your time. Ask questions. If there's a program you feel you need, get the information you need. Well, with all the jokes and stuff, On a serious note, guess what? I never planned and I never told my family I wanted to be a drug user. I never told my family I wanted to be a drug dealer. I never told my family I wanted to be a criminal. I don't think any one of you told your family, your parents, your legal guardian, what it is you wanted to be that wasn't what they wanted to hear. That's why I told my mom I want to be a cop. That was an easy bailout, huh? He's gonna be a good guy. You know? That's how I looked at it. That was my bailout. So, with that being said, what I'm trying to get at is fall through with your desires, what it is you want to be. Say you want to be a doctor, trust me, you can do it. Obama didn't say he was going to be a president, he did it. How he did it? I don't know. He did it. He followed through with what it is he wanted to do in life. You know? He followed through with his goals. You know? Don't waste your time. Educate yourself. Ask questions. Trust me. The information is out there. If I had the time and ways of making money that I didn't have to go to work to do such, I'd educate myself at 40 years old. I did my GED in prison. Cap and gown with a bunch of inmates. Huh? You want to do that? You want a boyfriend who's going to do that? Let's see how cute that is. Huh? What up, Daddy? Huh? Gotta share the same room with him, poop in the same toilet while he's there. Huh? Yeah. 16 years I did that. Yeah. You ever heard when there's a lockdown? Guess what I did my laundry? In the toilet bowl. Yeah. Yeah, that's the fun part about being in prison. Huh? Pinch, how many times me and you did bird baths and all that? Yeah, you know what's a bird bath? I don't want to know. He gets naked, I close my eyes, he does it in the sink, I go after him. He cleans the floor, then I go and I gotta clean the floor. He was my son, we was locked in a couple times. Yep, we went through that, we experienced that. Do not waste your life, man. Do not waste your time. Educate yourself. Follow through with your dreams. You know, they say, a man without a plan plans to fail. I don't know what saying there is for females, but I'd follow through on that. You know? If you don't have a plan, you plan to fail. But this is the time to do it right here when you're young. Start off with, I'm gonna graduate. I'm gonna let my mom, my dad, my legal guardian see that I can make it in life. I'm gonna close this with this. All of you are from Lawrence?
Yeah.
Lowell, Haver area, maybe. If I sold any drugs to any of your family members, I apologize. I apologize if I caused damage within your family. With that, I close.